Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Chat Flow. I'm Melissa, and I'm so happy you're here with us today.
And I'm Mark. Thank you for joining us once again. Maybe you're listening while you're driving, making breakfast, exercising, or simply relaxing after a busy day.
Wherever you are, we hope this conversation helps you enjoy English in a natural and comfortable way.
Today we're going to talk about something that many English learners experience. The title of today's episode is Think, Not Translate, Speak Naturally.
This is a topic that can completely change the way you learn English.
Many learners study grammar, memorize vocabulary, and understand a lot when they read or listen.
But when it is time to speak, something strange happens.
They stop for a few seconds, translate every sentence in their mind, and then try to say it in English.
Does that sound familiar?
If your answer is yes, don't worry. You are definitely not alone.
In today's episode, we're going to explore why this happens and how you can slowly begin thinking directly in English.
Remember, this doesn't happen overnight. Like every skill, it grows through regular practice.
Before we begin, let's give everyone a simple question to think about.
Here it is. When was the last time you spoke English without translating every word?
Maybe it was yesterday.
Maybe it happened during an online lesson.
Maybe you were talking to yourself while cooking dinner.
Or maybe you have never experienced it yet.
Whatever your answer is, it's completely okay.
This episode is for anyone who wants to sound more natural and feel more confident.
Mark, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
When you first started learning another language, did you translate everything in your head?
Oh, yes. Absolutely everything. It was exhausting.
Really? Even simple sentences?
Even very simple ones. Someone would ask me, "How are you?" And my brain immediately started working like a slow computer.
What happened inside your mind?
First, I understood the question. Then I created my answer in English. No, actually first in my own language. After that, I translated it word by word into English.
That sounds like a lot of work for one short sentence.
Exactly. And while I was translating, the conversation often continued without me.
So people were already talking about something new.
Yes, and I was still thinking about my first answer.
I think many listeners are smiling right now because they know that feeling.
It can feel frustrating.
Did you ever feel embarrassed?
Sometimes, yes. I worried that people thought I didn't understand anything.
But the truth was different.
Exactly. I understood much more than I could say.
That is a very common situation.
Many learners believe they have a vocabulary problem.
But often they already know the words.
The real challenge is that they are trying to build every sentence through translation instead of communication.
Let's explain this clearly.
Imagine your brain has two different roads.
The first road goes like this: idea, your native language, English, then speaking.
That road has many stops, so it takes more time.
The second road is much shorter.
It goes directly from your idea to English.
That is the road we want to develop.
Notice that we didn't say perfect English.
That's an important point.
Your goal is not perfect grammar every second.
Your goal is communication.
Sometimes learners become so afraid of making mistakes that they stop speaking completely.
They spend 10 seconds searching for the perfect sentence.
When a simple sentence would have worked perfectly well.
For example, imagine you're in a cafe.
You want another cup of coffee.
Instead of speaking, you start translating a long sentence.
You might think, how do I say, "Excuse me, I was wondering if it would be possible."
Meanwhile, the waiter is already looking at someone else.
Exactly.
But you could simply say, "Can I have another coffee, please?"
Short.
Natural.
Easy to understand.
That's one secret of speaking naturally.
Native speakers often use shorter sentences than learners expect.
That's true.
We don't always create long, complicated expressions.
Everyday English is often simple.
The power comes from using familiar words confidently.
Another mistake many learners make is trying to translate idioms directly.
Oh yes, that can create some funny situations.
Did you ever do that?
Once I translated an expression from my own language into English.
Did people understand you?
They looked confused for a few seconds.
What did you do?
I laughed and then explained what I really meant.
Sometimes laughter makes language learning easier.
Definitely.
Every mistake teaches us something.
Instead of feeling embarrassed, we can become curious.
Curiosity is a wonderful attitude for learning.
Instead of saying, I made a mistake,
You can say, "Today I learned something new."
that small change in thinking makes a big difference.
Let's also talk about children.
That's a good comparison.
Children don't translate when they learn their first language.
They connect words directly with experiences.
They hear apple.
They see an apple.
They hear run.
Then they start running.
Their brain builds direct connections.
Adult learners can build those connections too.
It simply takes practice.
Instead of connecting English words to your native language, try connecting them to pictures, actions, sounds, or real situations.
For example, when you hear the word rain, don't immediately think of the word in your own language.
Imagine gray clouds, falling rain, an umbrella, wet streets, and the sound of water on a window.
Your brain starts connecting English directly with real life.
And over time, speaking becomes smoother and much more natural.
One question we often hear from learners is, how can I stop translating in my head? It sounds like a simple question, but the answer is more interesting than many people expect.
Yes, because the goal is not to force yourself to stop translating. The goal is to become so familiar with English that translation slowly becomes unnecessary.
Think about learning to ride a bicycle.
At first, you think about every movement. Where should I put my feet? How do I keep my balance? What if I fall?
But after enough practice, you stop thinking about every little action.
Your body remembers what to do.
Speaking English works in a similar way.
The more natural English becomes, the less your brain needs to translate.
Melissa, can I ask you something?
Of course.
Have you ever caught yourself thinking in English without planning to?
Yes, and the first time it happened, I almost didn't notice it.
Really?
I was walking through a supermarket looking for bread, and suddenly I thought, I think it's on the next shelf.
You didn't think in your first language?
No, the sentence simply appeared in English.
That must have felt exciting.
It did, but it was also very normal. There were no fireworks or dramatic music.
That's an important point.
Many learners expect a magical moment when everything changes.
But progress is usually much quieter.
One day you simply realize that English is appearing naturally in your mind.
Let's share a practical exercise with everyone.
Great idea.
Choose a room in your house.
It could be your kitchen, bedroom, or living room.
Then spend 1 minute describing everything you can see.
Don't worry about perfect grammar.
Just use simple English.
For example, there is a chair.
The window is open.
My phone is on the table.
The room is quiet.
This exercise teaches your brain to connect objects directly with English words.
Another useful habit is talking to yourself.
Some people think that sounds strange,
Maybe a little.
but it's one of the safest ways to practice speaking.
Nobody interrupts you,
Nobody corrects you.
and nobody judges your mistakes.
Imagine you're making breakfast.
You can simply say, I'm making tea.
Now I'm cutting some fruit.
I need a spoon.
The water is hot.
These are ordinary sentences.
But ordinary sentences build extraordinary confidence over time.
Let's imagine another situation.
You're getting ready for work in the morning.
Instead of staying silent, describe your routine.
I'm putting on my jacket.
I can't find my keys.
I should leave in 5 minutes.
Even if your sentences aren't perfect, your brain is practicing direct communication.
And that's exactly what we want.
Another helpful habit is asking yourself simple questions.
Such as, what do I want for lunch?
Or, what am I going to do this evening?
Then answer those questions in English.
Don't make the answers too long.
A few simple sentences are enough.
Many learners think longer answers are always better.
But fluency grows through clear repetition, not complicated vocabulary.
Let's also talk about speed.
That's something learners worry about a lot.
They hear native speakers talking quickly and think, I'll never speak like that.
But speaking quickly should never be your first goal.
Speaking clearly is much more important.
Speed comes naturally after confidence.
Think about driving a car.
A new driver doesn't start by driving very fast.
First, they learn to control the car safely.
Then speed becomes easier.
English is similar.
First, build control.
Then fluency grows naturally.
Melissa, do you remember a conversation where you stopped translating for a few minutes?
Yes, I do.
What happened?
I was talking with a traveler in a train station.
Were you nervous?
At the beginning, yes.
Then what changed?
We started talking about travel, food, and different cities.
Topics you enjoyed.
Exactly. I became interested in the conversation instead of worrying about my English.
That's fascinating.
I realized later that I wasn't translating anymore.
Your attention moved from language to communication.
Yes, and that's a very important change.
Real conversations aren't grammar tests.
They're opportunities to exchange ideas.
When your attention is on the other person, your English often becomes more natural.
Another useful idea is learning complete phrases instead of single words.
For example, instead of only memorizing the word busy, learn the phrase, I'm a bit busy today.
Instead of only learning the word hungry,
Learn, I'm getting hungry.
these ready-made expressions come into your mind much faster.
They reduce the need to build every sentence from the beginning.
That's one reason listening is so valuable.
Every podcast, conversation, film, or interview gives you natural sentence patterns.
Your brain begins collecting useful expressions without you even noticing.
Then one day, those expressions appear naturally during a conversation.
It almost feels as if your brain is helping you behind the scenes.
Because in many ways, it really is.
Learning a language isn't only about studying harder.
It's also about giving your brain enough meaningful examples.
Little by little, those examples become your own way of speaking.
And that's when English starts feeling less like a school subject and more like a real language you can actually live in.
We've talked about why people translate in their minds, and we've also shared some practical ways to begin thinking directly in English. Now let's discuss something that many learners ask about. How do you know that you're actually improving?
That's a wonderful question because progress isn't always easy to see.
Sometimes learners believe they aren't getting better simply because they still make mistakes.
But making mistakes doesn't mean you're not improving.
In fact, it often means you're using the language more.
Exactly. Imagine someone who never speaks English because they're afraid of making mistakes.
That person might make very few mistakes.
But they're also missing many opportunities to learn.
Compare that with someone who speaks every day.
They make mistakes, correct themselves, learn new expressions, and become more confident little by little.
Progress is usually quiet.
One day you suddenly notice that you answered a question without translating.
Or you understand a joke in English immediately.
Or you watch a part of a video without reading the subtitles.
These small moments are signs that your brain is building direct connections.
Melissa, can you remember one moment that made you realize your English had improved?
Yes, I was reading a short article online, and after a few paragraphs, I suddenly realized I hadn't translated a single sentence.
You were simply understanding the ideas.
Exactly. I wasn't thinking about every word anymore.
That's a great feeling.
It really is. It reminded me that improvement often happens slowly until one day you notice it.
I had a similar experience while watching a documentary.
What happened?
About 20 minutes passed before I realized I hadn't been thinking about the language.
You were focused on the story instead.
Yes, my attention was completely on the information.
That shows something important. Language is a tool.
The purpose isn't to think about English all the time.
The purpose is to use English to think about other things.
Let's talk about another common habit.
Comparing yourself with other learners.
Exactly.
That can be very discouraging.
You might hear someone speaking fluently and think, I'll never sound like that.
But you don't know their story.
Maybe they've been learning for 10 years.
Maybe they lived in another country.
Maybe they practice every day.
The only useful comparison is with your past self. Ask yourself, can I do something today that I couldn't do 6 months ago?
If the answer is yes, you're moving forward.
Another helpful idea is to celebrate small successes.
They don't need to be dramatic.
Maybe today you learned 5 useful expressions.
Maybe you spoke English for 5 minutes without stopping.
Maybe you understood an entire podcast episode better than last month.
Every small success gives your motivation a little more strength.
Now let's review some useful vocabulary from today's conversation.
The first word is translate.
To translate means to change words from one language into another.
Our goal today wasn't to stop translating completely.
It was to depend on translation less and less.
Another useful word is natural.
Natural means something feels easy, comfortable, and normal.
We all want our English to sound more natural.
Next is fluent.
Fluent doesn't mean perfect.
It means speaking smoothly without stopping all the time.
Another important word is confidence.
Confidence is believing that you can do something, even if you're still learning.
We also used the word habit.
A habit is something you do regularly without thinking too much about it.
Finally, we talked about communication.
Communication means sharing ideas, feelings, and information with other people.
And that's the real purpose of language.
Not perfection,
Not complicated grammar.
but meaningful communication.
Before we finish, we'd like you to think about one simple challenge.
Sometime today, spend just 5 minutes thinking only in English.
Don't worry if you only know simple sentences.
Simple English is still real English.
Describe what you see.
Describe what you're doing.
Ask yourself simple questions.
Answer them without translating if you can.
If you get stuck, that's completely normal.
Just keep going with the words you already know.
Remember, fluency doesn't begin with difficult vocabulary.
It begins with simple thoughts repeated many times.
Every time you think directly in English, you're strengthening a new habit.
Little by little, your brain will stop searching for your native language first.
And one day you'll realize that English feels less like something you're studying.
And more like something you're using to live, learn, and connect with other people.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
We hope this conversation encourages you to trust the learning process and enjoy every small step forward.
If you enjoyed this episode, tell us in the comments, when do you find yourself translating the most, and what small habit will you practice this week?
We always love reading your answers, and they're a great way to practice your written English.
Until next time, keep thinking in English, keep speaking with confidence, and remember that every conversation is another step forward.
Take care, keep learning, and we'll see you again very soon.
Goodbye, everyone, and thanks for listening to English Chat Flow.